be with you this afternoon in order, of course, to chat. احنا العائلة. We are together this afternoon really to speak about inclusive and sustainable public space and, of course, to share with you some good experience in our region and outside the region. And, of course, also an example in Tunisia مع مشروع كرامتي. I will let you know what is it about. So I was talking about Urban October. Urban October, it's a month that begins with World Habitat Day on the first Monday of the month and ends with the World City Days on 31st October. All countries that would like, countries of course, NGOs, individuals, citizens that would like to hold activities that could take place on those specific days are really very welcome and anytime during this month. So احنا في تونس مثلا this time I was just telling Farah that I was in the south, going tomorrow to the archipelago of Qarqna. This is a place we have in Tunisia, and we are experiencing public spaces with nature-based solution because the archipelago, this is a big island in Tunisia that is experiencing, unfortunately, rise up of sea level. So we are tomorrow bringing with us public sector. I can also, of course, public and private sector to support us on this. As I was saying in the beginning, urbanization presents both a challenge and also a significant opportunity for achieving sustainable development. UN Habitat, as other UN agency, is working on what we call the Agenda 2030 or the Sustainable Development Goal, the SDGs. So when guided by proper spatial planning and manage and develop sustainability, cities and human settlements, along with their system, can drive innovation solution to address housing shortage, access to land and basic services. In our region, unfortunately, lots of these elements are not yet available. And we, of course, need to discuss in places like this one. And I'm really very glad to have the opportunity and the honor to share with you some of our ideas and our programs. So what, if I can have the second slide, please. As we discussed with Amek, and I have decided to bring you into UN Habitat, of course, just to know better what are the mandates of UN Habitat, and what is also the definition of a public space when it comes to the United Nations. The UN Habitat mandate was articulated by the United Nations, of course, General Assembly when mandating the United Nations Conference on Housing and Sustainable Urban Development, and when adopting its outcome in 2016, reaffirming the role and expertise of UN Habitat as a focal point for housing and sustainable urban development within the United Nations system. With 35% of the global population being urban and set to rise to 68% by 2050. For example, in Tunisia, it is 75%. In several Arab countries that you know, it's around 70% already now. UN Habitat mandates is ever more critical as the attainment of global development outcomes become increasingly tied to how we plan, build, manage, and govern our cities and human settlements. So UN Habitat promotes public spaces as a crucial element of sustainable cities through its global public space program, which works with cities to create safe, inclusive, and accessible public spaces like parks, streets, and plazas. Second slide, please, Sarah. So building resilient communities and a better urban future. You know that in the Arab world, we have 9 of the 50 conflicts in the world are in this region. So still, you know that with the crisis in Gaza, we know that building resilient communities will take a lot of time. And of course, building also a better urban future will also take a lot of time and a lot of efforts from all of us to reconstruct Palestine, but also lots of other countries. Next slide. The definition of what we call a public space or a vision for Tunisia is that we have seen that lots of urban spaces are neglected, and we want them as a vision in our here in our office and with the community we discuss with and the public, of course, authorities at the local, regional, and national level. We would like these urban spaces to be vibrant centers for these communities, for connection, for work, for opportunities also to interact together, to also fostering the culture of shared ownership of, as it was mentioned in the beginning by Farah, that there are really vibrant places that where we can co-construct the urban space that we would like. Of course, also not mentioning the importance of the environment for every resident, for every habitant, because we think also as UN Habitat that migration will be more and more important. We know, for example, that in the Mediterranean region, by 2050, we will have more than 30 million migrants coming from Africa because of poverty, because also of course, of conflicts, because also of the climate change effects. These are really realities, and these are also data and figures that unfortunately are real and are really hitting us. The mission of the global public space program of UN Habitat that we contextualize, of course, in each country, and specifically in Tunis, because I will talk a lot of Tunisia, is to create the safe, accessible public spaces that are not now. For now, of course, we have public space, but they are not as safer, as accessible that we would like. And especially when we talk about some population, if you mention women, of course, if you mention girls, if you mention persons with disabilities or persons with specific needs. It's also very important to empower communities that around that and to co-design with them these public spaces and these new public spaces. It's at the level of the national authorities to advocate for policies that prioritize sustainable, of course, public spaces and public spaces. I wanted to say that, and to transform also the urban areas into vibrant public spaces. We will show you some elements of how we do it. Next. What makes so public space, as I was saying, successful, but also vibrant, connected, inclusive? As I said, accessibility and connectivity. A great public space is easy to reach and navigate for everyone, including those with disabilities. For example, we were working with a municipality called El Mourouj in Tunisia 2 years ago, and the public space was occupied by a private coffee. And the private coffee in the beginning has 10% of the space, and then 30%, and then 40%, and then around there was a public market. There was women, the artisans that were present there. So all the space was occupied by this coffee. So we began a discussion with the coffee, of course, but also with the municipality, just to make sure that this coffee understand that this space is also for all the other people, and that, of course, we really need to have spaces that are safe for women and also accessible for them, but not only for women, of course, also for men, for the young generation, but also persons with disabilities and persons with specific needs. The problem of safety and security is something that we find very often in public spaces in the Arab world and in Tunisia, of course. Safety and security means that we need to have a well-maintained and well-lit area where people feel comfortable and secure. So this pass by very good lighting. This pass by maybe with security as people from the residents themselves, of course, or police, if there is a municipal police that is that could be there. For example, we have worked in a place called An-Nour in the in the center west of Tunisia. And in this municipality, people and women after 4 o'clock p.m. couldn't go out because of the security, of course, of public space. So these are things that when we do the surveys, of course, we have the feedback of the citizens and the inhabitants of some of the spaces. So safety and security is the second elements of a public space that is successful. Inclusivity and social diversity will, of course, attract and welcome people from different backgrounds, fostering social interaction, different culture. And this is something also that you will find in all public spaces that are promoted by UN Habitat. Comfort and liveliness. When I was talking about Mourouge, the garden of Mourouge, we wanted to offer really comfortable places for families, first of all, but also as I said, the younger generation. They asked for a place for skateboard, for example. For the girls, they wanted to have balançoire so that they can be with their families. And also the last element, and very important, is sustainability. It is designed to be environmentally friendly, using green infrastructure to support the ecosystem. Again, in the same place that I was talking about, it was very important to have green, of course, green trees and green infrastructure to support the ecosystem within the public space, and of course to choose the very good trees that could be put in this urban space. Next one. A statistical look of the public spaces at the global and in our region. This is, for example, a public space very close to very well-known urban areas in Tunisia called El Manza, where we have sports facilities and where 1.5 million, I can say, of the population of Tunis will gather. It is the place called the Belvedere, 17 hectares, and you will have all the population of Tunisia, the population really from the very vulnerable also neighborhood of the capital Tunis, to come to this place because it's a safe place. The light is very good. It is inclusive. You have facilities and you have also securities. Next one. So in the MENA region, open public space as percentage of built area is only 26%. This is in the MENA region in 2015. The global average is 30%. And we aim to have at least 50% of the open public space as a percentage of built area as a target for the years to come by 2030, we hope. And especially here in Tunisia, we are really advocating to have more and more public spaces that are inclusive and that are open to all the publics and all the families. Next. What a public space can bring. It can bring property values. Homes that are near parks, we know that, and green spaces can have a property value that is 5% to 20% higher than similar homes elsewhere. This is also very good, of course, for health costs. Urban parks can save cities money on healthcare. In one study, a city's investment in green space was estimated to reduce the annual economic burden of physical inactivity by over $100,000. Also, it is very good for economic activity. Local public park and recreation agencies in the United States, for example, generate over $201 billion in economic activity each year. So, as I said, I was talking about a coffee. Maybe this coffee, of course, if he understood the importance of the public space, an inclusive public space, will have more client from the people that are around the public space and that will benefit from this public space. Of course, environmental impact. Trees in urban parks remove over 700 tons of air pollution annually, benefit valued at 3.8 billion to cities. And infrastructure savings. Parks and green infrastructures can help cities manage stormwater and prevent flooding, saving billions of dollars in infrastructure costs. Next. This, of course, will let's show some success stories that has been supported by UN Habitat. Next one, please. The first one is La Alcaldía de Santiago de Cali. It's in Colombia, Latin America, has had the World Urban Honor Award because it has addressed the urban and housing challenges and has transformed public spaces, legalizing informal settlements and promoting sustainable development. And the second one that has also obtained the Scholar of Honor Award is in the city of Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco for its pioneering approach. You see it in the left-hand side. For its pioneering approach to integrated and sustainable urban development, exemplified by its Rabat and sustainable and inclusive city vision. And this is something that the government of Morocco is always promoting as inclusive urban public spaces that are very close to the city and to the citizen and are co-created too with the population. This is really something very important that is still missing in our cities in the Arab region. Next. This is an example from Tunisia called Karamti, or My Dignity, Karamti projects. I wanted to also underline the fact that UN Habitat also work with, when it implements projects, work, as I said, with local partners and use innovative methods like the Minecraft. I don't know if you know the game. The Minecraft-based block-by-block initiative aims to involve citizens in the design process of the public spaces. This work helps improve social, economic, and environmental benefits for all urban residents. This is very important because when you co-design with the citizen and with the inhabitant of the city, the public space will be, as we said, the 5 elements that I have presented before, and that will bring really all the residents to benefit from the public space. Also, of course, it will help the improvement and the implementation of the SDG 11.7, which is thematic aspects of public spaces within the sustainable cities, sustainable development. Karamti Projects is a project that is funded by the Monaco, Principality of Monaco, which is in France, but it's a principality. It is not a big funding for 3 years, 240 euros, 1,000 euros, sorry. It is in a place called Khallal, and Khallal is a district very close to the Medina of Tunis and is a very, very poor district, a very poor city that is very close to the Medina. The Medina is really the city center, the cultural center of Tunis. And Khallal is where people coming from the northeast and northwest of Tunisia, very vulnerable population there, come to the capital to find work. So the place is very close to a Ramsar site, lake, salted lake. And we have been contacted by women in this district, Khallal, and they told us 43 women that are potters. They take the waste from the constructions and they do what we call kanoon. I think that everybody is here maybe is Arabic. Know what is a kanoon? Just to do al-khubz, bread. So and they sell it. So they have clearly developed a whole circular economy. Working, they take the waste from the construction elements and they do this kanoon, but they told us we do not have a place we do not have a public space for us to be safe, to be inclusive. We don't have any place for our kids to play. And we would like to discuss with you, is there any possibility to develop a public space for us, knowing that we would like also to have a place for us to work and to do our, of course, to showcase our kanoon. Next one. So we begin the process, as I said, of discussion with them, and it is mentioned, it's really a very informal and marginalized neighborhood, and with no public space. Let's say that there is no public space. As I said, these are 200,000 people coming from the rural areas of Tunisia, and they are really all working very closely in the hotels and in the capital. So we tried together with the population. We began the discussion with the municipality, and it was in the beginning, I must say, a little bit difficult. But after that, the municipality gave us all the space to discuss with the population, and we have used for that the Arab Institute for Human Rights, who has an office in this Khallal district, in order for us to co-design and to organize with women, with kids, and with the population of the Hai, to use a participatory approach to co-design and implement inclusive this public space. And we had, as I said, a focus on the needs of women, girls, and children. So these were the ones that were the first that we were really committed to discuss with us, with the support, as I said, of the municipality. Next one. So you see here one of the public space that we began to work with children and women. And what we did is that we have worked with a community of women. You see the women potters in the left-hand side. These are the ones that we are working with. And we have first discussed with them. We have heard the kids. We have heard the women. We have done around 10 or 12 workshops with them, women, girls, and the kids of the High. And we have also discussed and made them discuss with the municipality, discuss also with the Institute of Arab Human Rights. And we have also very well understood that they wanted the economic dignity. They said that they have the whole circular economy. They know how to do the canoe. They know how to sell their canoe, but they want a dignified place. So this was very important for us also to relay this message to of course, the local and the national authorities. Next one. So we have done around, let's say 10 to 12 workshops. You see some of the photos of the workshop. We brought, of course, designers, paysagists, architects. We brought human rights, also defenders. You see them in the photos. And above all, we have discussed with the kids that wanted, because as I said, it's a very poor neighborhood. What were really their needs, and what were the needs of the women? I wanted also to say that this is also a High that is very well under the spotlight of the high, let's say, executive office of the president of Tunisia, but still solutions were proposed, but not. The women told us that still they were not satisfied still by the solution that has been proposed. So the role of UN Habitat was to really bring together all the people from the national, as I said, regional authorities and the local authorities, and bring the citizens to discuss what are the solutions that they will need, and begin the co-construction from that. I have said that we used elements like Minecraft. This is a game that it's a block by block game that could definitely showcase to the population very easily a way to discuss public spaces together. We have also a guide. I will also send it to Farah, called Her City guideline. It's a very beautiful also tool that could also allow some elements of discussion and analysis and assessment of the situation at the local level, in order to understand better what is the situation, of course, of the city and the women participation in this public space. And this, I must say, very good tool has allowed us to address the specific questions and relevant questions to these women to better understand what are their needs and what they want to add to this public space. Next one, please. Voilà, thank you. This is our QR code if you want to connect with us. What I wanted to say is that the Karamti projects has given us the possibility to develop more discussion with the government, because we have now the possibility to go for other places, and that has brought us the trust with the national authorities in order, for example, to develop 2 urban farms very close to Khayhlal that I was showing, but also in another more neighborhood, more let's say fancy, La Marsab. The ones that know Tunisia maybe knows this, but the urban area or the urban farm that we wanted to develop in this area called La Marsa is that we wanted civil society to be more present with us and to co-construct with us the urban space. So thank you, and I really look forward for your questions if there are any questions. I don't know if I was in timing, Thara. I didn't see but I know that you told me that it's around 20 minutes to 25, so that it can give us the opportunity for the questions. Thank you so much. Be with you this afternoon.